Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Just going to do a quick little chat about the Osmo Action 6. This is nothing in depth. Some people online have said some different things, and there's been a little bit of confusion about a couple of things. So I just wanted to do a video, just a little quick thing. This is not an in-depth review or anything. If you watch to the end, what we're going to have a look at is the full frame, so the full sensor recording, some misconceptions and misinformation that I've seen online, and just some general info on the new Osmo Action 6 camera, which is here. I'll try and put that in some light so you can get a better look at it. It's not too easy to do. Now, it's not actually black, it's like a dark grey. I prefer all black, to tell you the truth, but anyway. So just quickly, f2 to f4 lens. I don't think there's any controversy over that. I haven't seen anyone say anything about the white balance or the front or rear screens. The locks and unlocking are different, so you must press across. This is spring loaded. Press across, pull down. Now this is just a sticker, so I'll be taking this off later. They put that there obviously for people who don't like to read instructions, which is me. So spring loaded, which is a good thing. You know, once it's locked, it's going to be locked. Let's just spring load this, get it open. Now, put that battery in there, close these up. So yeah, you just press and slide to close, and you probably heard that click. Now this camera is quite quick to turn on too. So I've noticed it's off now. You saw me just put the battery in. What we'll do is we'll just give you an idea of how quick this is compared to the Action 5. So on now. There you go. So okay, we don't have much battery in there, so I'll go through this fairly quickly. Now, as you can see, there's two things I wanted to address in here and two things which I saw online. So you can see I'm doing a full square. This is a 3840 by 3840. Now, let me just pull this out and So a lot of people were saying, the camera's no good. You've got these squares, which makes it useless. So when you record, you're losing this recording area, and that is true. So when you first get the camera, if it's around the time of release with original firmware, that's your only option. And on this menu here, that does not exist. So that's one thing. So what I'm saying is, when you get your camera, connect it to and activate it, add care refresh if that's what you're going to do all that, and then check for an update and update it with the latest firmware, because once you've got the latest firmware, it gives you this option. So once you're in your recording mode, so I've got it in 4K 30, but whatever mode you're in, you can see up here you've got your resolution. So you've got default, landscape, portrait. So default is if you turn it either way, and then you've got custom. So before you update, you end up with this, and you don't have any option to change that. So if you record in custom, you basically don't have the option to move your 16 by 9 in this orientation. Or if you're doing 9 by 16, you don't have the option to move it this way. So you still have to frame whatever you're shooting in the middle. But once you do the update, you've got this other option, and I can confirm to you, before the update, it doesn't matter what you do, when it records, it does have those pieces missing on the screen, which is, let me just show you that a bit closer. And then after the update and you have this option, you just double click it, and then you get your full sensor readout. So that is a full 3840 by 3840 in 4K. So when you record that, you now have the ability to move your 16:9 in this way. So if you don't frame it correctly and you want to move it up or down in post, you can. Or when you're doing a 9:16, you can move it this way. So you've got that little bit of extra room to move and crop. You will record that full as you see there. Now, that's one thing. Now, another thing which I noticed is a lot of people said you don't have stabilisation. That's what they said. So you don't have stabilisation. Well, as you can see up here, I'm using horizon balancing in standard D-warp mode. If I wanted to, I can just go to rock steady in wide or ultra wide or natural, etc. So that busts another issue that people have had online. You do get stabilisation. You do have horizon balancing or horizon steady if you want. If you want full horizon, so you can turn it full around, that option is there. So in 4K 30, you definitely get your stabilisation. So I hope that answers some questions for some people that were worried. I'll go over a bit more later. I don't think, I was really hoping that the sensor was going to give us a lot in a 9:16 or 16:9. I was hoping it was going to give us a lot better night performance. Unfortunately, when you do your 16:9 or your 9:16, you've basically got the same amount of pixels and sensor size as what you've got in the Action 5. So you don't expect some miracle improvement in dark scenarios. It's going to be improved from the Action 5, but it's not going to be like night and day, say, compared to some other manufacturers from a year ago to the way the Action 5 or the Action 4 was. So, yeah, just a few things to keep in mind. I think that's all for this video. I'll go into this further once I've used it a lot more and I actually see the results myself. A lot of the times I'm using these cameras in a point of view type of situation, and when you go from, quite often I'm out from afternoon till early evening or till into the night, and when you get into that part where you're in the late afternoon to the early evening, the vibration from walking and the stability and everything was quite noticeable. The night mode, if you turn on night mode, then you lose your horizon balancing, which I find quite useful for my scenario. So I'll be going into all of those type of things later on. And yeah, until I've tried it a bit more, I'm not going to say anything too much, but I still think this is a worthwhile upgrade. Definitely if you've got the 4 or an older Action cam or coming from another brand, this is still worthwhile. Although keep in mind, this is physically bigger than the Action 5. So if you only need 9:16 or 16:9 and you're shooting in the day, then probably this is not a big upgrade. So yeah, I think that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.